Welcome back to the Chicago Tomahawk. I'm Mike, got Matt up top, Justin on the bottom. And today we're going to go over what happened since last Thursday, which has been Vegas annihilated with a wild 6-2. Tampa beat the Hurricanes. Tampa, they beat, they beat Florida.
Yeah.
I lost that bet. Mm-hmm. We move on. They're playing the Hurricanes right now, and they won the first game 2-1, close game. Colorado's playing Vegas right now, and Seth Jones wants to test free agency after next season. So, which is, I think, the biggest news so far. And Toronto they're playing in Game 7. Is that tonight?
Tomorrow. No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. This is unbelievable. Boston's we're already going on in the second round, and this Canadian series is still dragging on. I think that the scheduling with the NHL with that is just brutal. But anyways, Tampa and the Hurricanes, I think, is going to be a really interesting series because they're both really, really strong teams. As I think every game could be like a 3-1, 4-3, 2-1 type of affair between these guys. But I think the most interesting thing is Seth Jones. I think that he's going to be really, really highly targeted free agent if Columbus does not make a trade next season with him to try to get some draft picks or try to get something for him. But if they're not able to do that, or we can look up to see if he has a no movement clause. But what do you think he's gonna fetch on the free agent market? We'll start with you, Matt.
Oh, he's going to want to get paid. If I was, what's his name, Jarmo Kekalainen or something?
Yep.
I would trade him at the draft just so you, cause a distraction all season. Get your players focused on the season.
Yeah.
Get picks if you can, maybe a couple prospects, but it's lose-lose either way for the poor team. They got to just kind of get the best that they can and just move on.
Yeah.
That's what I would do, honestly.
What about you, Justin?
Yeah, if he wants to come to Chicago, I'd be on board with that. His cap hit right now is $5.4 million. I think he's got, one more year left on that, 2 more years left on that, something like that.
I think it's 14 months.
Yeah, okay, 14 months. So if he's making 5.4,
he's going to get 10.
What a deal.
Yeah.
He's gotten 57 points. No, I'm sorry. Going back the last few years, 42 points, 57 points, 46 points, 30 points, and 28 points. This year was his roughest year. He's a minus 18 this year, which he is not.
Team.
That's the team, though, because everything else, he's a plus player. But again, I know plus minus isn't the biggest overall
for a
stat.
defenseman, it is, though.
It is, yeah. But I think, like you said, Matt, that team, especially towards the end of the season, they kind of just fell off a cliff. But I would take him in a heartbeat. I think he's got a lot to offer. I could see him getting, if he's making 5.4 now, 10, 9, 9.5. If he's if somebody not lowballs him, that's not lowballing him. But I would take him in a heartbeat. I don't think the Hawks. I'd be shocked if they actually accomplish something that big. I don't think they have it in them, but I'd love to have him. I don't know what you guys think about that, but.
Oh yeah.
I think he's fetching a contract, $8 million to be team friendly to wherever he goes, $10 million to get paid. I think term could also be something for him too. If you want something short term, $10 million, or something long term, 8 to 9 or something like that. That could be a factor too. I wonder where he would go though, and who has the cap space to get him.
I saw an article talking about Philly.
Seattle could say, "Hey, you know what? We need a star. We need a star in our organization. We'll give you the captaincy, and they can pay him."
So I googled. I was looking up his contract. Broad Street Buzz, which I believe is a Flyers blog, is Philadelphia a potential landing spot for Seth Jones?
Oh, God.
Of course you think he is. I don't see him going to Philly, but he has stated he will not negotiate a contract with the Blue Jackets, so he's as good as gone.
You got to move on then. You got to get rid of the distraction. You don't want a Laine, Mark Lubat thing again. That's killed their season.
as of 15 hours ago, one of his sources told the Columbus Dispatch that he is unwilling to negotiate a contract, and then it's being reported that he will not re-sign at all. So yeah, I think you nailed it, Matt, about doing something at the draft, shake things up. You got to do. I mean, if he's set on not coming back, which I can't blame him. I mean, the team is kind of...
No, I don't blame him.
You don't know who the coach is. I mean, you just brought John Davidson back. I guess that's a cool thing. I don't know if it means anything to the players, but, and I mean, Jarmo Kekalainen seems like a decent guy, kind of has a plan, but at this point, he's lost a lot of talent that, it's not going to be conducive to winning a Stanley Cup or making a deep run. And if that's what Seth Jones wants, he's got to get out of there. So, I don't know. I don't see him being the kind of guy that's like I'm gonna sit out until I get traded kind of move. But I mean, he's gonna dictate the terms. It seems like, or at least try to. So we'll see.
Well, I respect that at least he said this before the season and not
exactly
said, "Hey, don't trade me at the deadline because I might want to come back." Tavares, but
I think we call that a Tavares.
Yeah, at least you give him that respect. Give him that respect that hey, we can probably get a top prospect. I think if he does get traded, the team that gets him, they're not going to resign him. I don't know. I think he's going to still test, so it could be hard to even trade the guy.
If they don't trade him at the draft, do you wait until the trade deadline of next year and then try and trade him for like a big as a rental to some team that wants to make a run and try and get a king's ransom back for that?
That might be their only option. And would honestly, if we were on a team together and I said, "Hey guys, I'm not resigning," it would be like weird, It'd be like it wouldn't be like it's like I'm not dedicated to be there, and I would be like, "Well, dude, just go. Let's get out of here. Let's move on from this." It would be an awkward year for those guys.
Yeah, and it's going to be awkward enough. I mean, we don't know who I haven't heard anything about who they're looking at for coaches. Have you?
They're probably just waiting to see who's available
after
all this circus.
I think the Seth Jones thing is probably the first thing on their list. Yeah. Because I mean, coach or no coach, he doesn't want to play for the organization anymore. And I think it kind of sucks because he's got 1 year left on his contract, and it's essentially I don't want to say he's getting out of the last year of his contract, but in a way he's kind of dictating getting out of Columbus so that he doesn't have to play there anymore, I don't know, man. I don't know. I like the guy.
Yeah, I do too. I'm a fan. I've been, a couple podcasts ago, I've said, hey, let's freaking go all in for this guy. Even if I could see Bowman putting a package together to get him, but it's risky if he doesn't resign.
If he doesn't resign
all those guys, and
unless
they do like a Mark Stone type of thing. I know Vegas traded Ottawa, and I think that the next day he signed like an 8-year deal. Like unless you could do like a sign and trade type of thing.
Yeah, like they do in basketball.
I think don't they negotiate that afterwards? Like doesn't the player say, I agree
legally,
to the trade?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's like, hey, if you come, like if we're going to acquire you, would you want to sign long term? Here's what we're offering. And if he says no, it's like, well, I'm not going to give you a first round pick.
I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah, I mean that's what I could see. Well, I don't think Bowman has the stones to do it, but there are GMs out there that are risk takers like that, and I could possibly see him going to Florida, maybe Edmonton, maybe I don't know, because they need a guy that can play D.
Yeah, they do. I'm wondering if they'd be targeting a goalie first.
I think they will be too. I think they're going to acquire a starting goalie, free agency or trade, and then I think they want a top defenseman and another top 6 forward. I mean, they need it.
Yeah,
you're asking too much for McDavid.
They need a lot.
Yeah, but that's what I can see, and I actually think the Hawks got a lot to offer too. I mean, we got picks and Dylan Strome. We'll give him to you, throw him in a deal, and even Bodequist. I mean, he's a defenseman. He's young.
Bowman still get value from that. I mean, get value from him by.
Yeah.
I think that Seth Jones is a better defenseman and has more to offer than Bodequist ever will.
Well, yeah, He's got games played. He's got the experience, and he played for a defensive coach. And
he's
I think
26.
Torts made him better.
Yeah,
and we know that Bowman has no problem dishing out first-round picks. So, I mean,
it's
a possibility.
It fits his trend. Yeah. I mean, I just don't want to get rid of Doc, though. I hope.
I hope.
I've seen reports saying, hey, the Hawks have Kirby Doc to get rid of. Like, they can get rid of him for top talent, but it's like, no, we don't want to do that. We'll get rid of the guys that aren't working out and possibly have a little, off to offer, but I wouldn't get rid of Doc.
Look how long it took for McKinnon to really develop into who he is today. I mean, he was always good, but he's not as good as he's been, say, maybe the past 3 years.
It took time. Yeah. Definitely took time.
Rookie of the year, wasn't he? So I think he was Rookie of the year. He looked good, but the team kind of was bad too. They all kind of came together, and it got Rantanen.
That's when Duchesne was wanting to get out of there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I used to like that guy, but since he left, man, he's just been nothing.
Yeah,
he hasn't
been a lot of
much
nothing. Yeah.
Well, cool. What do you got, Justin?
I mean, the first things first, I would like to bring up right now that the Avalanche are kicking the teeth in of the Vegas Golden Knights.
It's a bloodbath.
Can either one of you explain to me why did they switch goalies now? Why would you not ride the hot hand? I mean, not saying Fleury's the best or Fleury's even better than Leonard in a vacuum, but you got a guy. You just got a guy that carry. He just carried you through the series.
Oh, they mentioned that he might be tired.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
You don't
think so? No.
That's just what they're speculating.
I did
36. He just played 7 straight games. He said he might be a little tired.
I did see before I came downstairs to film with you guys. I did see on the broadcast they had a shot of Fleury just sitting on the bench, looking like he wanted to be anywhere but there. And then they had a little stat pop up that Fleury has the 3rd most wins all time, behind Brodeur and
85.
Yes,
85, right?
Well, for playoffs and regular season combined, everything, total everything. I was shocked. I mean, I always consider Fleury good, but I never realized he was that high up there.
Brodeur, Fleury, Luongo, Belfour, right?
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
all Hall of Fame goalies.
I love Leonard. Don't get me wrong. I really like Leonard, but when I saw that, I'm like, that seems like something Quenneville would have done back in the day.
It's been a trend this playoffs, man. Yeah. It's just been a trend.
Hey, I know you just carried us, but I'm going to throw the other guy in. Oh, he's just as good. But yeah, you sit on the bench now. So.
Maybe, hopefully there's no injury. Maybe they don't want to disclose anything. And
that could be. But I mean, Colorado just, man, they're just tearing apart.
I think another thing is that Vegas is just getting used to playing the Wild,
Yeah.
And the Wild aren't that good of a team. And the Avalanche are freaking titans. And
yes, they are.
And they're coming in, they're fully rested. And Vegas, I mean, they just played, 36 hours ago?
That's true.
So, I mean, they're playing a well-rested Avalanche team. And, I mean, they just got done playing a 7-game series, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'm still taking Colorado in this one. I think Vegas. I think Vegas will bounce back. They don't seem like a team that they're going to rest on their laurels. But this first one, this is not what I imagine. I mean, Vegas has given up 6 goals, and it's only 7. There's 17 minutes left in the third. So I mean, that's pretty
Leonard,
crazy.
All 6, right?
Yeah. I believe so. Yes, I'll double check.
I don't think they pulled him.
So.
Do you know how hard it is to sit a whole series? What was that, like 2 weeks? And go in against the Avalanche.
Brutal.
Granted, like Mike said, if he's tired, if Fleury's tired, that's one thing. But I mean, like you did both of them a disservice, right? You threw Leonard in cold, you took Fleury out, who was hot, and then you're like, Leonard, okay, you've been waiting. And I'm sure he was excited to get in. Don't get me wrong, but it's like this guy's just been sitting around. Yeah, so
it's not the time to experiment against.
No.
Now you're down 1-0 early.
That's what I don't get. I don't get.
Coach Q did it. Barry Trotz did it. The only coach that didn't do it was freaking Cassidy on Boston. He's like, I'm going with Rask, dude, and they won today.
Wasn't that was 2-1, right?
I think.
Yeah,
1-0, right?
Yes,
that was a 1-0 game.
Oh no, today's game it was 2-1.
Right.
Oh, 2-1. Well, the game before. Oh, you're talking about.
I'm talking about Tampa, Carolina.
The Boston game. Sorry.
Oh, the Boston game.
They're up 1-0.
1-0.
They won 6-2 yesterday or something, right?
Something like
Pasternak
that.
hat trick. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's
That team's
Pasta.
dangerous.
Cold
That team's-
brew.
That team's dangerous.
Can we pause for a second and talk about my Leafs? I don't know what.
Oh, I was waiting for you to bring it up.
Oh, man.
So first of all, I just want to show.
Take that shirt off,
I got
bud.
my Leafs shirt on. I got my Felix Potvin shirt on here.
29.
So I missed Friday's game and Saturday's game. I had a wedding. I stood up in a wedding on Friday, and then we had a wedding in St. Louis yesterday. So I missed both games, and I was just occasionally checking my phone, and I was getting texts from you guys, and I saw I think was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I said if they lose Game 6,
Yesterday, yeah.
I said if they lose Game 6. They're done. They're not going to win Game 7. They are so in their head now. And maybe I'm wrong, and I will gladly eat crow because I want them to win. But this is like the Boston series from 2013, 2011. I can't remember.
Yep.
They're all running together.
No lead is safe, brother.
No, not with the Leafs. No, I
Yeah.
feel like I need to commiserate with Jake Hahn and be like, are the people in Toronto like getting ready to jump? Like, I don't.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's insane. Like you guys have so much firepower. And granted, they did lose Tavares. Don't get me wrong. But damn, like everything is just collapsing right now. It's typical Leafs. Like this is what the Leafs do. I think I sent you guys a stat. They have not won a game.
Series.
What was it? I don't. They have not won an elimination game since in a second round series since 2004, 3, 4, 5. I'll have to look at that. I think it was back when like Belfour was on the team, right?
Yeah, they didn't even win a series for 13 years?
Yeah.
Playoff
So
game?
it's been, let's see, I have it right here. Oh wait, nope, that's the Pittsburgh Penguins thing. We can talk about that in a second too. The Maple Leafs have now lost 7 straight potential series clinchers, tied for the second longest streak in the NHL. Montreal and Toronto will be the first Game 7 between Canadian teams since the 2004 conference quarterfinals. So, yeah, I don't know. It's
They're roughing it up in the Avalanche right now.
Are they really?
Yeah.
There's nothing to play for now. It's just it's playing
gotta
for.
get in their heads now.
They're going with Coach Q's antics.
If you can't win, just beat the shit out of them.
So who's
is
the third stringer in Vegas? Put the third stringer in.
I'm trying to think who.
Something.
Yeah, or
Legacy.
Oscar
Yeah.
Dansk. I don't remember who's on the team anymore. But yeah,
these coaches, man, they're freaking insane. This
I
year with
don't
these
get it.
goalies.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm thinking Montreal takes the series tomorrow. What about you guys?
Toronto overtime win.
Oh boy,
Mitch Marner.
Yeah.
Mitch Marner.
Yeah.
I thought Mitch played good yesterday. He
did,
He was
from what I
diving
saw in
all
the
over the
highlights.
place, trying his best. And the thing that killed me was I think it was Game 5, a 2-on-0 in overtime.
Yeah.
How did the Leafs?
I looked
give
that
up
up
a
after you-
2-on-0 in overtime.
After you told me that,
Yeah.
I looked it up and I was like, oh, good Lord. Okay, real quick, before we move on, I want to ask you guys this. Fleury's sitting on the bench right now. Price is playing lights out. Who would you rather have in net? Game 7, would you rather have Fleury or Price if it was a winner-take-all series?
Fleury.
What team? What team do I have?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I don't know. That's a good
Crosby
question,
didn't
Mike.
play that game, Mike. That Fleury stole against Detroit, so you can't have Pittsburgh anyway.
I'm not.
Max Talbot scored both goals. A fourth line goon scored Game 7 of Detroit.
What about
that
like
year.
just based?
Crosby
I guess,
sat on the bench.
I guess it's based on
Fleury
their
stole
defense,
that
right?
game himself. He won the cup. That
Okay.
was all him.
Okay, he won 1 cup and he sat on the bench for 2.
Well, he played. Murray outplayed him.
Yeah.
Price is
And
just.
where's Murray now?
Who
Yeah.
knows?
He's been
Sens.
banished to Ottawa.
Yeah.
Oof. That's
brutal.
almost that's just as
That's
bad
Canada's Buffalo.
I can't believe that the Penguins just they're just let Fleury go. Just that was it.
Well, I mean, they didn't protect him. I mean, you
Yeah.
had to
They
pick
went
one
with
goal.
Murray,
You want
yeah.
to go with the younger guy, and it just. I thought Vegas saved Fleury's life.
And then they
Yeah,
didn't.
turned
And
his
then
game and
Murray
resurrected.
just didn't pan out in Pittsburgh. That's nuts.
Well, they've been fighting injuries too. I mean, Letang, he's always hurt. And
Yeah.
Tristan
Defense isn't that
Jarry. I don't know if he's the guy in the future.
no.
Okay.
No,
How
he
about this? We'll say Boston Bruins. I have to pick a goalie between Carey Price
Yes.
Tim Thomas.
and Marc-Andre Fleury. I'll take Carey Price.
Wow.
Carey Price has never played on a team like that.
That's true. That's true.
And he's never been at the big game, so I'm taking
Never.
Fleury with the experience.
Realistically, you can't go wrong. I mean, they're both Hall of Famers, right? I mean,
Well, even when they made it to the big game, he
Actually, who
watched
are they-
Halak play.
Actually, now here's another thing. Who are they playing?
That's true, Mike. I don't know who they'd be playing.
That's another one. I mean, are they playing? Say, we'll do a fantasy thing here. Are they playing? Hawks 2010. Are they playing like a Stanley Cup winning team?
2010 Hawks against the 2009 Penguins would be a bloodbath.
Yeah, that'd be.
It could go either way.
That'd be. I think
it would come down to the goaltending, and Niemi was good, but he was good against the Sharks, but and maybe Vancouver, but he wasn't that great against Philly.
No, he wasn't. He played great against, like you said, the Sharks, man.
Oh, it was him and Bufflin Bull in that series.
Yeah, that was it was. Big difference makers between the three of them.
Vancouver
that'd be interesting.
Scoring,
that'd be interesting.
Shootout.
Penguins and Hawks.
That would have been a great cup.
I'd take Hawks in 7.
Yeah, maybe the offense would be. Oh, it was pretty damn close, man.
Because the Hawks had a really great defense though too.
Yeah, but so did Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
they had a good D too. I mean, it probably come down to the goaltending. Honestly, I think Sid and Taves would kind of wash out. Kane and Malkin would wash out. And it would come down to the third and fourth line, and I think
Bufflin take over.
Our third line was better. We got Buff, and I think they had Jordan Stahl, right?
Yeah, that checks out.
I think Buff was a lot better. Or Bolin, I'm sorry. Bolin would. Who was he? Was Bolin and Ladden? He was with somebody.
I thought it was Bolin, Ladden.
Versteeg?
I thought it was Bolin. I think it was Versteeg because wasn't Bursch playing on the fourth line?
It was Bursch,
with John Madden.
John Madden, yeah.
And
that's right.
Gosh,
that guy was a beast. Good playoff guy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He turned into a different guy in the playoffs.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I liked him. That was a great signing. That was a Dale move.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, realistically, I'm thinking Colorado moves on. Montreal or Toronto is still, the Jets are just sitting there waiting.
We'll see. Yeah.
And then, Carolina and Tampa, I think Mike and you said, Matt, that's going to be a great series. Yeah. As much as I'd love to see the Islanders move on, I don't think there's any way they take Boston.
You can't play that much defense against Boston.
No,
Boston, you got to score.
Yeah. They're gonna find a way to get through that. So I mean, really, that's all that's left. I mean, it really shrinks down pretty quick.
Taylor Hall too, just.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He wants long term.
Long term.
Stay in Boston.
Finally,
it's amazing what the playoffs feel like.
Yeah, he's never.
He's like, holy shit!
Wait a minute, wow. I don't get to just go golfing after the season ends.
Crazy.
I got other stuff to do and play hockey.
Well, he's made a good buck in the league now, and I think he might even consider taking a little less money for term.
He might have to, depending on where he goes, if he doesn't stay in Boston, right?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that I have a feeling that whole situation is going to be what holds up free agency this offseason, because everyone's going to want to know where does he go, and then the guys that are below him, so to speak, in talent, then they're all going to slot in line.
Yeah, their domino effect.
Yeah. So we'll see. We shall see, but it's going to be interesting.
Do you have any ideas what's the free agency class looking like this year?
Pretty decent. Dougie Hamilton. There's actually a lot, like the top 25. I think it was Hoffman, Hall, Dougie Hamilton.
Let's see.
Monitor, the guy that Savard.
He said that he wasn't looking to sign back in Tampa? Oh,
well,
actually,
they know he's a rental. They're going to have to get rid of a guy, and I heard that they're going to get rid of that Chiarelli.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Here are the top players that are free agents after this season. Ovechkin, I don't think he's going anywhere.
No.
Landeskog, Hamilton.
He'll stay if they win.
Tuukka Rask, Taylor Hall, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He sounds like a Blackhawk to me.
I was oh shit.
Gets
said he
propped up.
Back.
First round pick, and then doesn't really do a whole lot. And the Hawks are like, yeah, come on over.
He wants Mike Smith back too.
Yes, he does. Thomas Tatar, no thanks.
Canadians,
right?
Yeah.
He's David Krejci's too old for me.
He'll stay with Boston. Actually, maybe he won't. if Taylor Hall is.
Yeah.
Blake Coleman, Jaden Schwartz. Yeah, Jaden Schwartz in St. Louis. Kyle Palmieri.
He's good, but he's just average, like a 20 goal.
You got Brandon Saad as a free agent again.
No shit. I wonder what he's going to do, man.
Please don't come back to the Hawks.
Yeah. Dude, I could totally see him coming back to the Hawks.
Oh,
man.
I could too. And he'll be like a 40-point player, and that'll be about it. So
yeah, him and Taves got some chemistry, but
they did.
I would give it to this. He played. He gave the effort. Like, you couldn't tell that if he's frustrated, he went out there and
that's true.
Played.
You got on this list Freddie Anderson, Jordan Binnington, Tyson Berry, Antti Ranta, Nikita Gusev, Eric Stahl,
Hjalmarsson,
Ryan Getzlaff, Paul Stastny, and that was the top 20 of this list. That's not that great.
It's not great, but there's some guys that I would take to.
Yeah, I think there's deeper. There's deeper value there that you could maybe get if you keep looking a little bit deeper. But yeah, we'll see. A lot of those guys are, if they don't retire, I think, how much realistically does Ryan Getzlaff have left if he doesn't go to the Ducks again? I don't know who would take him. He's not.
I could see him going to Toronto, dude.
Try and pull like a Spezza and Thornton again.
Toronto, maybe Tampa, cheap. Something. Maybe win Boston. Something.
At this point, if you want to win a cup, don't go to Toronto.
Yeah,
that's coming from a fan. So
we'll see tomorrow.
Man. Yeah, we'll see.
Don't quit yet.
We'll see. Not yet. But
I'm pulling for him, man.
I've seen this episode before, though, Mike.
I hate Montreal. I refuse to pull for Montreal.
Well, that national anthem last night was sick.
Yeah,
I mean, they're singing "Oh Canada" with their masks on, and they're still loud. It was
still hear
insane.
them. Yeah. I mean, I give credit to Montreal for not having. I mean, I think it was the last week we talked about. When you think of their team, you don't really think of anybody besides Price and Weber, I guess. But like
Philip Daniel.
Yeah,
that's only because
he's free agent too, right?
I believe he is.
Former Blackhawk,
former Hawk, yeah. But like to their credit, I mean, they're giving it their all, and they're sticking with the Leafs. Like, they're not letting up a beat. So I mean, if they do win, they definitely earned it all the way. I'm not gonna come down on them for that. So,
but for fuck's sake, man, it's like, what do they do? The Leafs, if they don't get out of this round going forward.
I would love to listen to Toronto sport. We might have to talk to Jake for sure, because I would love to know what Toronto media.
Yeah.
With Toronto media, I mean, I would imagine Toronto media is kind of like Chicago media when it comes to the Bears and things go wrong.
He called it. He goes, I could see the Leafs losing if the Canadians make it to the Canadians. He called it, dude. And he goes, it would be a disaster here.
Yeah,
I remember he said that, and he literally, like, it's like he saw it
verbatim.
Happening. Yeah. He's like a freaking wizard looking into his magic ball.
Got his DeLorean or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that's
don't
the playoffs.
transfer Foligno.
That's God.
Keep your picks.
And what about Foligno? What's his deal?
He was getting scratched earlier, right? And I
thought he was hurt.
He was injured.
Yeah,
he played though. He played.
He played through it, but
he's not much of a factor though.
Not at this point. No,
he's just scrumming. I feel like he's just getting loud and still mad about Corey Perry's.
Yeah.
Brandon Saad's over here mixing it up.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen him like this before, man.
Wow.
And you should see this. He's got this guy in a freaking headlock right now, getting ready to DDT him.
He didn't do any of that here.
He didn't.
Well, I guess he won. Well, he didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I hope Colorado doesn't fall into that shit. Just keep dominating, Don't stoop down to that shit.
Yeah,
that's what the Panthers did, and they won that game. But I mean, Coach Q goalie shuffling, I think, killed them.
Someone's on the ice. Reeves just walked to the dressing room.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Someone's on the ice.
Huh.
Old time hockey. Dave Hansen.
Yikes! Damn.
Put on the foil.
Probably it's probably McDavid. He probably broke McDavid's leg. Now it's even, boys.
Oh man. Gosh. It's so interesting, like, I'm just curious, like, even though the season's not over, like, what's going to happen? Especially with Taylor Hall. I'm curious. I'm really curious to see what kind of contract that they work out with him.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, that's kind of, I think, kind of lead the way to whatever else happens. And I think, was it last week we were talking about, you got the expansion draft, and then like a day or two later is the entry draft, and then a day or two later is the deadline. And I mean, it's gonna at the end of July, it's gonna come fast and quick. So
you can see him taking a 4-year deal, Pittsburgh or Boston.
In Boston, yeah, that would be a decent.
How old is he? 29.
Let's see.
I thought he was 27.
No, he's a little bit older than that.
Because didn't he come in at 19?
Let's see. I'll tell you right now. He is 29. He's 29. So yeah, I'd say no more than 5.
No. Yeah,
wow.
4. And you know what? I didn't think about David Krejci. I thought you know what? They might be able to keep Rask then. If they can get Rask to take a deal.
Yeah, that's true.
I would get rid of that guy. He's good, but he's not. He doesn't put up big numbers.
Did you guys, speaking of Taylor Hall, did you guys see the thing that broke yesterday about the Knights tried to get Hall and he vetoed a trade to Vegas?
Wow.
Oh, no, I did not.
Yeah. Let's see. During Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet up in Canada said the Knights had their hearts set on him. They went hard on him, and then he vetoed a trade to Vegas. They don't know why for exactly the reason, but yeah, he said no, and then they did the Boston trade instead. So, both those franchises are super well run at this point so far, anyway. So we'll see what happens next.
He honestly, he probably looked at the lineup and he's like, if I can play behind Bergeron, Marchand, and Pasternak.
Oh,
I got less pressure.
You know what?
Me,
he had his knee on his neck.
Who?
He's talking about Reeves.
Reeves, yeah, and I don't think that it was intentional doing that, but who is that? 27 from the Avalanche.
Let's see. 27 is
Lighting out fireworks over here.
I can
I
tell.
was gonna say, jeez.
Is that
Frank Thomas hit a home run?
I can't find who's number 20.
There.
There we go. Ryan Graves is number 27.
Graves, okay, yeah. Is any relation to Adam Graves?
That might be, man. Might be.
I'll keep looking. Let's see.
Looks like Petrangelo's serving the penalty. Reeves is in the locker room.
Oh. He was drafted he's 26, was drafted in 2013 to the Rangers. And I do not see, I don't see anything about Adam Graves. No, I don't see anything on here about it. Huh. It's strange that he got drafted by the Rangers, though, with the last name. That's for sure.
Well, cool. You got anything, Matt?
Oh, yeah. Janmark.
He got a hat trick. Got a hattie.
Yeah, and that second round pick is kind of making sense, I guess. It's kind of like maybe we should have got a first for that just because of that game.
I liked him, man. I thought he was a good player.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dallas really liked him too that year.
Yeah.
And I guess they couldn't re-sign him, but he's fitting over there. And he looked good that game, man. He was finding the net, that open net. He put a lot of effort into that to get that hattie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
good for him.
He put a lot of effort here too. He played good with what he had around him. You know, he didn't get to really play with Kaner much, so
yeah, it doesn't help.
Make the best of it. Yeah,
for sure.
Good for him though. At least he's competing in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
you got anything else, Justin?
I got nothing, man. I'm just I'm gonna have my eyes glued to the TV tomorrow night. I want to know what happens. We'll see.
You're not the only one, man. I want to know.
Yeah. Hockey world is going to love it. It's great.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, it is.
It's great.
The TV ratings in Canada tomorrow night are going to be insane.
I'm sure everybody's going to be watching.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to be about. It's going to be just all day you're going to hear Leafs, Habs, Leafs, Habs.
I mean, because let's
even political news.
Yeah. let's be realistic. I mean, obviously, the Oilers are a big deal, and the Flames and Canucks and all that. But I mean, realistically, those two teams, they pretty much call the shots in Toronto, in the NHL in terms of Canada, right? I mean, they have the biggest
100%.
followings.
The mecca of
Yeah.
hockey.
Doesn't
Exactly.
Toronto have such a huge fan base that, I mean, you just can't get tickets to games?
I want to say that. I know I've heard that they have a lot of issues with like the corporate sponsorships buying up all the tickets, and then the fans can't get in and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I
Wow.
don't. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know how true that is, but
What a bunch
yeah.
of scumbags out there.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me if it's true. But
I went to a game there. It was great. They played Phoenix. I remember Shane Doan I went to warm-ups in the morning skate, and we had tickets for the game. It was a great game. It was like a 7-6 final. The Leafs won.
plenty of scoring.
Were you able to just walk up and buy tickets, or did you get tickets from
we
a
were
friend?
there for a tournament, and our whole team went. And I remember Grant Fuhrer shooting pucks on Alex Auld.
Oh
Was it- remember
God,
him?
yeah.
I think it was Alex Auld, and then Belfour came out with the Maple Leaf goalie coach, and I was just taking notes like, oh my God, these are some really cool drills. I mean, he had his back turned, and the goalie coach would tap his stick. Belfour would turn around, and the coach would be on the opposite side of where he turned around, and he would stop it. I'm like, geez, man, this guy was an animal, He had a just a hard worker, man. He earned every game.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
But it was a good game, man. I loved it. It was huge, that arena. It was Air Canada Center, right?
Canada,
it was
yeah.
just huge. They had a huge shop in there.
Mm-hmm.
Every Leaf player jersey was up there. It was a great time, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, one of these days, hopefully, got to make it up there.
I heard Toronto is very reminiscent of Chicago, just like
I've heard that too.
the city is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the Hall of Fame is really cool. We went there, and then we had dinner at Gretzky's restaurant, and Scott Laughlin was there with Phil Esposito doing a show.
That's where they used to do
awesome.
his
in
old
the
show.
slot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
because it was on
awesome.
NHL Network all the time on TV too.
Yeah, it was like there was like a little like plexiglass type of thing.
Yeah.
And Scott Laughlin right there talking. I'm like, dude, this is awesome, man.
That's awesome. Good for
Yeah.
him. So, fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely update everybody on that. But anyways, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in. Give us a subscribe. Check us out on social media, and we'll be back on Thursday. This is the Tomahawk, and we're out of here.
Go Leafs.